mental block for me. Okay, so we are recording. It is Tuesday, February the 5th, and it is our virtual team meeting, and specifically our spring kickoff. So welcome, everybody. So just curious, it's not a pass-fail. It's just kind of see where everybody is. Who has had a chance to either watch the videos or look through the catalog, or you kind of feel like you're up to snuff on what's coming out for spring?
I did.
Darla, Marcia, Tammy. Hey, Phyllis. Phyllis, have you had a chance to look at the new stuff?
I did. I looked at it last night.
Okay, good. And Sylvia, did you have a chance, since we can't see you waving your hand or not?
Yes, we did. We got together and watched it.
Oh, that's right. Pat was getting together and
yeah.
Pat? Yeah. Okay. All right.
I was.
So, all right. So I have, and then we can do this or we can skip it. It's 1 minute and 50 seconds, so less than 2 minute video of an overview of the new products that I love that you could use. Not yet. You don't want to use it yet, but you can use it closer to when the products are coming out. If y'all want to see it, it's 2 minutes. Or would you rather just skip that if you've all seen the new products?
I'm just letting you know.
Let's skip it.
Skip it? Okay. So you know what I'll do? I think I can post a link to it, to the group page. It's just actually kind of a cool video overview. The 2 minute one?
Yes. It's online.
I couldn't find it. I could only find it by going back through an email. So
yeah, it's online.
Okay, so it's just a quick 2 minute overview. It doesn't have any details at all, but it's a really cool video. And it got me really excited. So I'm pretty happy about that. So, okay, so I'm going to do some screen share here if I can figure out how to do it. So I'm going to put this. Oh, I can't do that. Hold on. Oh, hold on. All right. You can see me, but I couldn't see you. I had lost you. Okay, so here we go. Let me find the screen view. Here we go. All right. So this is just to kind of keep us on track, which is really code for keeping me on track. It is some information for you. Let me see here. So you can see the whole screen, which means you should be able to, is that a big picture? Can you see it all?
Yes.
Everybody see it? Okay. All right. So now I just have to figure out how to scroll through it because we only do it once a month. It's like it's new. I've never done it before in my entire life. Okay. So there we go. So there's an overall picture of the new spring product line, and these are pictures that you can find online. So you're welcome to take a screenshot if you want to, but you can also find them online. So when you take a glance at that list of pictures and you see those products, what's the first thing that comes to mind? What are you thinking? What are you excited about? Nobody's excited?
I hope they got that grater thing correct this time.
They do.
Grater, slicer, dicer thing.
And
yeah.
you know they did, because there's no way they'd bring that back again if it wasn't.
That. And when they brought the technological person out to explain it, or the whatever, that made me feel a little better.
Yeah. Yeah. It's big. The box that it comes in is big, but it's meant to do big jobs. And so it really does do big jobs. You can do big blocks of cheese and you can do lots of vegetables. And I think it's a pretty cool product. So the one thing that I feel like we have been missing with the new cookware that came out was the stir-fry skillet. I am so happy to see that stir-fry skillet. And the stir-fry skillet is, with the stainless, allows you to brown really well, to caramelize things. So I'm really excited about that. And probably the thing I'm most excited about is the medium-sized bowl. Oh man, it's very cool. Very, very cool. Any other?
I like the new egg.
Yeah, that's nice. That's very nice.
Yeah. What, Phyllis? You like what?
That new egg deal for the quick cooker.
Yeah. The quick cooker accessories are big.
My mama had a pressure cooker, and she had this thing. I never knew what it was for. Now that I see that, I think that's what it was for.
That's what it was.
I never knew what it was for.
How
it was
funny.
this thing that was in the cookware, drawer thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So I wanted to tell y'all, so can you see my cursor? I can't see my cursor. I thought I could see it, but I can't.
I see it. Anyway. It's on the chip and dip thing.
Oh, is it?
Oh, wait a minute. That might be, sorry. That was my cursor.
Okay, well, my cursor's on. I don't even know how that happens when your cursor's missing, but it happens. But the what I was going to point to were the wine and the
Oh, yeah.
wine goblets. Okay. My son, who goes camping and he's Mr. Outdoors, he goes, he's truly Mr. Outdoors. He goes camping, he runs, he goes tailgating for every sport there is. And he just bought, of course, I'm really disappointed, that he already purchased some very similar to those. And the reason was because he could use them for breakfast, for coffee, and also use them in the evening for wine and, anything in between. So they're very versatile, not just wine. In fact, I don't think I'm even going to build them as wine. I'm going to build them as, all-purpose, stainless drink cups. Okay, so cover the catalog. I think that is the best catalog we've had in the 26 years that I've been with Pampered Chef.
I didn't get my changeover kit today.
Yeah, I think we were talking about that, Phyllis. I think that the weather last week, the home office was closed for 2 days and FedEx was closed for 3 days.
Okay,
So,
that makes sense.
Yeah, I was telling Byron that a friend of mine lives in Wisconsin, and she lives about an hour away from the home office. And her next door neighbor was 60 years old, so this is not an elderly person. A 60-year-old neighbor was going out to the mail to check her mail and tripped, and it was an hour before anybody found her, and she was dead.
Oh my God.
Because of the cold. And so when you hear that and put that in perspective,
It was cold up there.
I know. So apparently, like FedEx, UPS, US Mail, everything was closed. They were telling people that were non-essential emergency to stay home. So, so that's what the reason that even though they were supposed to be there today, you should have them. And then, ironically, I had somebody tell me that she got hers yesterday and she lives further away from the home office than Texas. So, I don't know how that works. That's just a FedEx thing. So that's what the new catalog looks like, and it's beautiful. I love that it talks about fresh food, and it has a picture of a product on the front, and it just looks like a catalog. It's so gorgeous. I'm so happy about that. So a couple of things to point out for you about the new catalog layout. Do you notice where on the far right-hand side where it says most loved products, see the baking stone? They're actually showing a loved baking stone. They're showing a seasoned.
Yeah.
And I have requested that before because I've actually had people that had the opposite response. When I have had people have stones delivered, I've actually had them say, my stone looks different than yours. I think I got the wrong thing. And it's because theirs looks brand new and instead of used. And so it's just a great illustration to show, what they look like as they progress with seasoning. And so I also think that the picture with the cabbage gives you a really good feel for how big that product is. It's a big product and it does big jobs. And you can see with the cabbage, just when you see it that way, you can just imagine how fast it will slice for, large events. Because let's face it, if you're only cutting, one onion or one tomato, you're likely to do it with a tomato knife. If you are going to shred enough cheese for one person's taco, you're likely to do that with just the shredder. But if you're doing it for a crowd or for power cooking and prep ahead, that's what the goal is here. And you're going to see that. I'm going to show you as we go through how they've really highlighted that as well. Okay. But I just think the layout of the pages are so much easier to see the products. I love them. And there is going to be a mini catalog, and look at the cover of the mini. Isn't that cool? I love that. And the power couple where it shows the what do you call it? The stir fry skillet. That's not what they call it though. What do they call it? The wok and the grater together. I don't know. I just think it's great. It kind of helps you to really imagine eating both of those in your kitchen at the same time, which how you get both. Okay. So one of the big things that you're going to see on the website, and the more you look around, and for the parties, both virtual and in-home parties, in the party training where they have all the pictures and the videos and everything, a big theme is going to be prep ahead parties. And because we continue to have people respond with, people are truly responding with surveys that power cooking, prepping ahead, making it easy to have dinner, on the table is what they're interested in. So there is, and actually, Marsha, did you see it today? A video on the Sarah Birchfield's. Did y'all see that, Marsha, or anybody?
The what?
The video.
There's some noise in the background we can't hear.
So
That might be me,
that
I'm
noise in your
sorry.
background. That's okay. Just mute yourself, Phyllis.
If I can figure out how to do it.
You should be able to still hear us. Can you hear us? There you go. Okay. And then if you want to say something, just unmute. So anyway, did y'all see the Sarah Birchfield's Prep Ahead cooking party video? Did anybody have a chance to watch that yet?
No.
Okay, it's on the website, and it's awesome. And she uses these products, and she talks about how to plan for the week, how to have things lined up and prepped as a big time saver, and how when you do it in bulk, you're just washing once instead of washing 5 times that week, and that you are wasting less food because you're planning ahead and it's all prepped and ready to go. So I just love that. But I just think all the food layout looks so fresh and so beautiful. And that's a picture of Sarah, and that's a picture that was taken from the Prep Ahead cooking show. So these are the levels for when you earned free products in December and in January, and it shows you what you get based on the levels that you earned. And so just by a quick show of hands, and just let us know, Sylvia, if you're still with us, just say, me, if you earned any of the new products in December, raise your hand.
Me.
Yay, Tammy, yay. Marsha, yay. And what level did you earn? What are you most excited about getting? All of it. I know. And so for in December, for reaching 1,500 in sales, you get the Big Food Prep Grinder, which is, the big featured product, because it's what's on the featured inside the catalog, the featured party ideas and stuff. So really excited about that. Really excited about that. So this is there. It's also on the website. You can find it there. And then, so this, I want to make sure everybody understands that with February and March shows, when you set them up on the website, when you set them up as a March show, they won't see the products. They can see them, but they can't add them until March. But if they want to place an order now, like is anybody on direct ship? Marsha, are you on direct ship?
No.
Okay. So am I the only one on direct ship? Okay. So then never mind, because my customers can't see anything. They can't even March customers can't add anything until March 1st. You can't buy as a guest a new product until March 1st. And so February parties, though, let's say the party's on February 28th, and the host sends out the link for the parties, and the customer, goes in to place an order on March 3rd, they'll have a choice about which products they want to see, February or March.
But they can't get both.
They can't get both. You have to work it from one catalog or the other. Okay. There's a new customer connection email tool that's coming out that will be replacing the way that, so did anybody even notice that a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, Pampered Chef stopped allowing you to update your personal message on your newsletter, your monthly newsletter? And it was because they said that less than 0.01% of consultants were doing it, and they're going over to a mobile usage, and there'll be more about this that'll come out, but you can easily update the wording on your mobile device, but also on your computer. So if you prefer using a computer, you can still use the mobile friendly. The goal is to get everything moved over to a mobile friendly, because what we know from Star Trek is that everything is just going to in your pocket, right? And pretty soon you'll just have to think it, and then it'll change on your phone. So everything will be becoming more and more mobile friendly, and eventually will just be a whole new website as the other one's phased out. Okay. So February, this is an interesting story. I had 2 parties booked in February that I just knew would want January, and the other one I just knew would want March. They wanted the stoneware. So 2 pieces of stoneware at 60% off. And what they wanted was the large entertaining platter and the large entertaining bowl. And they were both very experienced hosts that had had many, many shows. And that's what they were excited about. So I admit that I must have been more excited about the January special and assumed, because they were well versed in Pampered Chef, that they would want to wait till March. But they both wanted the February special. So stoneware is still a big deal for a lot of people. And a lot of people have 1 piece of stoneware, and it's one of the flat stones for doing pizzas. They call them pizza stones, right? Mm-hmm. And so this is their opportunity to add to their stoneware collection. So it's a really good, it's a good special. Okay. And then also there are some bags coming at $750 in sales. Let me just flip to that so you can see those specials. When you have $750 in sales, you'll get a reusable logo tote, and for groceries and for running errands, you know, or what have you. I have actually in the past given them to people to use for me and put my cards in them. So lots and lots of specials there. So this time of year, Valentine's Day, I think for most of us, you know, hearts are for February, the entire month. And wine, cheese, and chocolate is a good topic. And you can do that for either virtual parties or in-show parties. You can also just do, you know, love is in the air, and I love chocolate, you know, and I love wine. I mean, you just talk it up that way. Another thing to consider for February is an out with the old, in with the new. And I'll be doing those. I do them every single February, and it's how I get my spring off to a good start. Every single February for the last 25 years, I think, 24 years. And without those shows, and I do multiples of them, and I do them back to back so I can keep everything like, you know, like out and set up. And I am actually going to do 3 of them. I'm going to do one on a Monday night, one on a Tuesday night, and I'm going to do one on Wednesday during the day, because even though the daytime show is not nearly as well attended, I would really like to have more daytime shows. And you could do the same thing by doing it on, you know, a Saturday morning or a Sunday afternoon. So I just prefer to do mine on weekdays, but that doesn't mean it's right. It just means it's right for me. So you can do it whenever you want to, whatever works best for you. But I do highly recommend an out with the old, in with the new customer appreciation event. Does anybody else do one in February?
I do.
Yeah. It's just, people are just curious. And I don't know. I think it's really fun because you can cook winter foods. You know, it's so easy to make a pot of soup. Marcia put on her Facebook page, was it yesterday, Marcia? What am I trying to say? Tortilla soup recipe.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that is like my favorite recipe. We had it. I mean, I was like, okay, all right, that's what we're having for dinner. I love that recipe. It is so good, and it is so easy to make in advance. And that is a great recipe to do at a customer appreciation party, whether you do it at home or whether you do it online. And speaking at online parties, did I tell you all about what Lindsay is doing on our last call? So Lindsay Christopherson is doing a totally different kind of online cooking party. And her sales, I noticed in January, were like 3 times what they usually are. And I just thought, oh, I wonder what she's doing. She's got to be doing something different. Because, I mean, you know, a little higher is one thing, but 3 times as high, and I mean, early in the month. And so I asked her what she was doing, and she has totally changed her online parties. She said that she knows that groups people don't have good visibility of, and that it's hard for hosts to, get people to attend in groups, and in events, you can't schedule posts. And so she felt like she was constantly on her phone or in front of her computer. And so I'm going to look at my phone because I forgot to write it down, but I have it in my notes on my phone. So hold on just a second. Oh, no, it's not on my phone. I know it is. So she downloaded an app. and it's a free app. Okay. And she downloaded it. I have no idea what kind of phone she has, but I know it's not an iPhone because it doesn't come up blue when I text her. So the name of the app is InShot, InShot. Okay. It's called InShot. And this is what she does. So let's say that you have a virtual party and you're going to do it on Thursday of this week. And so today is Tuesday the 5th. All right. So she sets an event up. She would do it today, and she would add the host. And so she would put a cover picture, and she would just put the basic, who she is and welcome to our event. And then she has the host start inviting people to the event on Tuesday. So the show's on, I'm all confused. The show's on Wednesday. Okay, so tomorrow, the day before the show, she has the host invite people to the show. And she does a post that basically says, here's the link to the party. I want to, thank Darla for hosting a party. And it's just a one post. And then on the day of the party, the morning of the party, she uploads a video. So she doesn't have to do it live. And she says, and the video is less than 2 minutes long. And basically the video says, hi, my name is Terry, and I'm so excited to be here. I love winter cooking because I cook comfort foods, but my goal this winter has been to cook comfort foods with a healthy twist. And so I'm really excited about the recipe that I'm going to be sharing this evening. Be sure to pop back in at 7 p.m. And in the meantime, if you want to see an online catalog, look in the comments below, and you can see an online catalog, and you can look through the products. And also be sure to send me a personal text, a personal message on Facebook that just lets me know that you saw this video, and include the word Wednesdays are wonderful. So just include the words Wednesdays are wonderful in your personal message to me, so I know you watched this video, and you'll be entered into a special drawing. Okay, great. See you tonight. Bye. It is literally a 1.5 minute video. And she starts all of her parties on the same day of the week, so she can use the same exact video. She doesn't say, I want to thank Darla. She just says, hey, thank you for joining us. But who thinks about that except us, right? And she posts that the morning of the party and says, be sure to come back around 7 o'clock tonight, whatever time you want it to be. And then in the middle of the afternoon, she sends out, she has her host post a reminder, and she sends the host a picture and just says, hey, post this picture and say, I'm so excited about tonight, I can't wait. And every single time that Lindsay makes a post, she tags the host and says in the first comment, hey, Darla, be sure to tag your friends here. So if Darla doesn't tag her friends, it's kind of embarrassing because she's, and so she tells her host, I'm going to tag you. And every time I tag you and tell you to tag your friends, be sure to tag your friends. So her friends are interacting because the host is tagging them in every single post. So, and there aren't very many posts. So it's not like people are bothered because there's only a grand total of 5 posts. Okay. So then at like 6 o'clock, she makes another post, like a picture with a countdown picture, and just says, hey, counting down to 7 o'clock when we start our virtual party. Can't wait to see you. And then she uploads a video of her making a recipe. Now, this is important. She has 5 children, and the youngest is in kindergarten, and the oldest is like 15. So she has a lot going on in her evenings. And so she says by doing an uploaded video, it doesn't matter what's going on in her house. She can let it be running, and she can just kind of check in a couple of times if anybody comments. So this is where that app comes in. So the InstaShot app will, so those, on Facebook, those videos that are Tasty does that are like, where it shows you put an egg in, it shows you put the sugar in, it shows you stirring it up, and it's like a recipe that's made. It's got, add 2 tablespoons, and it's the whole recipe's in like 2 minutes or whatever. Her entire show takes 7 minutes because she uses that app to speed it up. Yeah, it's cool. And she also does does an introduction and a closing, and she mashes it together with that app. And I haven't played with the app yet, but I'm dying to, and because she said it was so easy that anybody can do it. So the entire live cooking show that she does on her virtual parties lasts 7 minutes. And that's it. And then at the end, she posts a link to the party. And then the next day, first thing in the morning, she has her host post, wasn't that fun? This is so much fun. We're trying to wrap up. Everybody, it's time to place your order. And then Lindsay posts just like pictures, like countdown pictures. And so anyway, it's just really cool. And I just think, you know what? Anybody can do that. It doesn't require for a week that you're constantly trying to figure out, what to do and how to do it. So anyway, I just thought that was pretty cool. Any questions about that? I feel like I'm being vague, but.
Sandy.
No, I like that. Would you be able to
Sandy can't hear us.
Can you give us a little bit of?
Hold on just a second. Hold on 1 second, Sylvia. I think that's you. I don't know. Sandy, I don't know why you can't hear us. Let's see.
I told her to check the volume on our computer.
Yeah, it's got to be your computer because we can all hear each other. So it's got to be your computer because I don't have any controls about sound. Maybe go out and come back in. Yeah, thank you, Marcia, for answering. I didn't even get the message that she had asked anything.
Terry, would she set you up as a host and you could tag all of us so we could see it?
Okay, well, so here's the problem. She did a party recently, and she added me to it. But here's what Facebook has done. So once the event has come and gone, you can't add anybody to an event anymore. So she can't.
Wondering, can she make up one with you as the host? And then
using I'll ask.
Just a mock show, say.
Yeah, I'll ask using the exact same thing that she'd already done. We won't ask her to do anything new, but okay, you know what? I'm writing that down, and I'll send her a message. She's so sweet and so sharing. I feel certain that she could do that. Okay.
That would be great.
Okay, I'll ask her, and then I'll invite everybody to it. Okay. Yep.
That'd be awesome.
So the name of the app again is InShot, INSHOT. And it's apparently a free app, and it works on iPhone and Android. Okay. So the special for this month for new consultants starting is the Rock Crock. And by the way, that's also what's on special next month for hosts. So it's equipping our new consultants with the products they need for the special for next month, which is totally awesome. And the Rock Crock with the slow cooker stand is a solution for cooking for people that don't want to heat the kitchen and are comforted by knowing that it's made in advance. So do you see how this goes along with the themes that they're going to be offering for March with the new product? It's the prep ahead idea. Mm-hmm. And see how it goes together really well. So you prep ahead and then you slow cook, and which I thought was brilliant. Also, I wanted to tell you that I have a really good friend, and I told my daughter this, and she was like, well, that's both intimidating and brilliant at the same time. So she was telling me that she gave her son, both her son and daughter-in-law are both physicians. They're both doctors, and they have 2 children under 2. So they are incredibly busy, right? And so she said that she had given them a quick cooker, and that what she was doing, or what they were doing, was one of them puts the kids to bed, and the other one preps for dinner the next night. And so they go ahead and chop and cut and dice and prepare. And then whoever gets home from work the beginning, after work the next day, throws everything that's pre-prepared into the quick cooker. So, because it's already prepared. Yep. And so I just thought, well, how brilliant is that? And Randa said, like I said, well, that's both brilliant and intimidating. So, but for people that are planners, that is awesome. And I know we talked about it last time, but I just want to remind you, if you haven't made the jambalaya recipe, it's the Pampered Chef. You can just Google it. Pampered Chef jambalaya for the quick cooker. It is fantastic. Darla, it has rice in it. You can't eat it, but you can make it at your shows. It is fantastic. The reason it's so cool is it shows the saute button. And so it browns the sausage and caramelizes it. And you can talk about how much flavor that adds. And then the rest of it is basically you toss everything in. So you dice up some celery, you dice up a bell pepper, you dice up an onion, you throw that in. You cut chicken into bite-sized pieces. I make them kind of big chunks about the size of the end of my thumb. You throw the raw chicken in. You put in a cup and a half of rice, and you put in a cup and a half of liquid, and you put in a can of tomatoes, and you lock that sucker down and push the rice button. And once it comes to pressure, it takes 4 minutes to cook. So the first time I made it, I thought, okay, we're about to have crunchy rice and raw chicken. This is going to be delicious. I mean, seriously, I just thought there's no way in 4 minutes the rice and chicken are going to be edible. Oh my gosh, it is so delicious. Has anybody else made it? Am I the only one?
No, I've made it. We've
Yeah.
added sliced sausage and
Mhm.
shrimp.
Yeah, so the sausage is in the recipe. It calls for sausage and chicken. And I have people ask about shrimp all the time. How
We
did
added it in there, and it was really good. I just bought the frozen, deveined.
you just
already.
leave it frozen so that it would take?
Mhm.
Oh, perfect. That's even better. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just left it frozen and stuck it in there, and it all cooked. My husband said, because we always use that jambalaya mix,
Mhm.
and he was like, well, it's very comparable.
Well, and you know,
So for him to say that was a good thing.
yeah, because with the shrimp, I was trying to figure out how to keep it from being just rubber. But if you put it in frozen, that solves the dilemma because it's, yeah. Oh, nice. Okay, good, Phyllis.
The
Excellent.
other thing I found out today, I was talking to a lady about stir fry, and she doesn't really like rice, but she uses the cauliflower that's chopped up,
Mhm.
kind of, small.
Mhm.
And she uses that instead of rice for any type of dishes like that. So, I mean, you wouldn't have to put on the rice button, but you could put that in with the other vegetables and then just cook your protein.
Right, definitely, for sure. And then you would just cook your chicken and then add the other things. So yeah, I think the reason it's such a great show recipe and a dinner recipe is because it's a complete dinner. You know, you've got all your vegetables. It's a one pot meal, and you don't have to fuss with side dishes. And we know that soup is a one pot meal. We know chili is a one pot meal. This is an alternative for people who don't like soup and chili. It's a true one pot meal. I also made chicken and dumplings in mine, and because I wanted it to be a one pot meal, I just added carrots to it. I just thought I'm just going to add carrots and then it'll be a one pot meal. And it was delicious. It was really, really good. So I say all this because the Quick Cooker is a great way to get bookings, and it is a great product with so many features. I was going to tell you that when I made the chicken and dumplings last week, I just went online. I just Googled, what did I Google? Electric pressure cooker chicken and dumplings. And what came up was an Instapot recipe. And this about blew my mind because I don't have an Instapot. I've never used an Instapot. Throughout the recipe, it talked about using a wooden spoon to hit the release button. And it kept saying, so stir with a wooden spoon, rinse it off so you can use it to push the button. And I was like,
Well, I've never done that. I've had my Instant Pot almost a year. I've never done that.
I think it was a safety thing because with chicken and dumplings, it's thick. So with chicken and dumplings and like potato soup and stuff, the stuff that comes out is thick. I don't know, but I was like, okay, well, there's a safety feature I didn't know existed. So anywho, but the Instapot right now, I mean, anytime with the specials and half price, it's a good deal. And they get us in explanations. And all of these ideas can be done live in person or virtually online. Okay. All right. So I don't know how to, maybe I'm at the end. Let's see. My, hold on. All right.
We are.
I don't know where you are. Can you see me? Oh, there. Okay.
There you are.
Can you hear us now?
Now I can't.
Oh, good.
My phone, but I can't on the computer.
Well, I wonder
It kept-
why.
I don't know. And I went out and went back in, and it said that it wasn't making a connection.
Huh. Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you changed your device.
Well, I am too. I'm sorry I missed the first part.
Well, it's recorded. You can go back and listen to the first part.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good.
And so back to the screen share just real quickly so I can show you that Disney Can y'all see the Disney is, this is the first, well, we're now into the second month of the Disney trip. And Walt Disney World, if you've never done Walt Disney World, you have to go. If you've never done Walt Disney World with Pampered Chef, you have to go. And if you've done Walt Disney World with Pampered Chef, you know you have to go. So how many of you have been to Walt Disney with Pampered Chef? I know a bunch of you have, yeah. It's so cool. I mean, I don't even like Disney World, and I want to go because of all the cool things that they do. So anyway, really, really, really neat stuff. I'm going to go back to screen share in a second. I want to pull this up so you can see it. I found this, and I love it. It was on, so today, did everybody get the email from the home office that had the the special stir issue? Okay, so if you click on that button and scroll through things, can y'all see this? Do I need to do screen share? Okay, let me do screen share. Hold on. Hold on. I got, I lost you. Oh my gosh. One of these days I'm going to figure this out. Okay.
I know. Well, when you do, let me know.
Okay. All right. So where's my screen share option? Now it's gone. I think, there it is.
Not at the bottom?
I see it. Yeah, it was. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's not what you want to see. Now I have to find it.
I don't know. It's pretty.
That's where our vacation a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Glacier
Banff?
Park. It was, yeah, I think that's actually Banff. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, there it is. Nope, not that. No, not that. This. That's it. Okay. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Fabs.
All right. So did everybody find those online? Did you see them?
I haven't looked for them yet, but I know they're there.
Okay, they are fantastic. So all of the products are there, and they talk about how to paint the picture and how to share the value, which is really important with items that cost more than $20, because people don't need permission to buy items that cost, less than $20. They need permission, and by permission I mean they need to understand the value of the product when you're talking about a $200 item. So there is on this sheet here, which I think is fabulous. Let me see if I can move this out of the way. There we go. You can see that there is a comparison, then there's an experience with recipes to use and party themes. And look at all the new party themes that are coming out. So for every one of the products, there's cross-sell items, what you want to be sure to talk about. There's recipes to use and themes to try, okay? And then there's also, bless you, and it just goes through with all of the products in the same way. And I think that sometimes just glancing through this, whenever you read through these, I always find something I didn't know and that I might not have ever figured out if I was just using it in my own kitchen, and so people don't really necessarily need to know how many cups something holds so much as comparing it to how big the recipe is, or how many heads of cabbage you can use, or what have you. And then also, I just love this. And when you go down, so I'm looking now under the product information for the quick cooker and all the new quick cooker accessories, and look at all the experience, all the recipe references there are there. And also they break it down into what you can use the accessory pieces, not just the main piece. It's just fabulous. I just love this. And so anyway, it goes all the way through basically everything, and everything that is a crossover from the current products and the new products coming out. And there's the stoneware pieces. Isn't that nice? I just love this. So anyway, if you play around, it's easy to find. It is just go back to that email and hit the button that shows you about it, and it's in the area where the what do you call it that comes out on Tuesday?
Stir.
The stir. That's where it is. It's in that area when you're looking through it. But yeah, I don't know. I just love it, and I think it's easy to find and it's easy to read. So I'm really, really, really digging that. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing. All right. So any other questions? Any other thoughts? Anything come to mind about the February, March, new products, new catalogs, anything? No. None.
Okay, I want to know if I had lost my earnings, my everything that I have acquired through the 13 or whatever years that I've done this.
The career sales.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I got an email at one time that said that if I didn't turn stuff in, I would lose it all. But I turned things in the beginning of February. So I don't know if I did or not. How can I find out?
It wouldn't have let you turn it in if you weren't eligible, if you weren't able to. But in terms of career sales, I'll look it up for you, Cindy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
I'll look it up.
Okay.
I'll look it up for you, Cindy.
All right.
I
Thanks.
have access to that on the computer, so that's no problem. And if
Okay.
you didn't, and by you, I don't mean you personally, I mean you as a group. If
Yeah.
y'all didn't, if any of you didn't, weren't active in November, December, January, then you won't automatically get the new catalogs. However, all you have to do is submit a party or
Okay.
sales of $150, and then you're active, and then they'll ship it out.
Okay.
Okay?
I should be good.
Yeah.
Okay. Good
Okay.
deal.
All right. So if you were inactive but you submit something this month, as soon as they receive it, they'll ship out the sample box of catalogs and such.
Okay. Yeah, I turned it in on February 1st.
Perfect. Then they'll send that out to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome.
Ma'am.
All right.
There's just a lot of information, and because I haven't been really on top of it, my business, it's very overwhelming reading all of it.
Right.
So
do you think this is helpful, like meeting like this once a month?
yes. Yes,
Okay.
I do.
It hasn't been a month since our last one, but January, I don't know, January's always weird. And so we can, as long as I have it in advance on my calendar, I can work around it and we can do it. Of course, it's hard to say to a group of people that are on here on Tuesday if Tuesday works, because obviously you're here. But would it be better maybe to put a poll out there on the Facebook group and put a poll and do it that way in terms of coming up with when we want to do that on a regular basis? Or is once a month enough? Do we want to do it once a month? Do we want to do it twice a month? Do we want to do it, what do you think? What's your input? All of you, anybody?
Tuesdays work for me.
Okay.
Tuesdays could work for me just as well as any other day, though. I mean, it kind of depends.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me too. I can make it.
Time.
Yeah, I think it's about getting, knowing in advance. So we could even get a schedule out, for the next quarter, for March, April, May. If we wanted to do that, we could get it on the calendar, and then you have it on the calendar and can work around it. And I am always happy to record. I don't think it's the same when you listen to a recording, but I know there are times when that's your only option. It's just that I 9 times out of 10 forget to hit the record button. So Darla reminded me tonight, somebody has to remind me, because, I have every intention of doing it and then I forget. So I'm happy to do it if people are watching the rerun, that's not the right word, the recording, if that's helpful. So I'm happy to do that. All right. Has anybody looked at the New Season's Best? Have you seen the recipes in the New Season's Best yet?
No.
I glanced.
I haven't made any yet, but there are some really good looking ones. So you'll be excited. I'm just telling you, they're recipes people will make. Yeah, sometimes there's recipes that are interesting, but you're not sure you would ever really make them. These are recipes that you would make. I think they really did a good job in coming up with recipes this time. Really, really good job. Okay. All right. Well, I feel like we should go. I know it's hard to kind of stay focused when it's I'm in person, but by doing it this way, we get to see more faces, and people that live further away get to be with us. So I'm really, really, really glad. Thank you all for being here. And if you have any questions, you can always text me or your recruiter or just whatever. But we're all here to help each other. And also the Facebook group, I've been trying to be more active and proactive with that. The thing is that not everybody who's been invited has accepted the invitation. So you might, if you've ever recruited anybody, be sure to add them and send them a message telling them to look for the invitation as well. Okay. Maybe I know you've got a couple too.
I know.
They may not even see it if you don't tell them to look for the invitation.
Okay.
Okay. All right, everybody. Any questions? Anything else?
Good, thank you.
Bye. Love you all.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
You
Okay,
too.
bye.
You too. Bye-bye.